So hi everyone, my name is Trọng Phú and today I will present about an application of smart contract and blockchain to real estate. My focus will be a case study in Vietnam, and here are the checklist of the main points that I will go through in my presentation. So we have statistics depict the large value and a significant increase in the size of the global real estate market in 2016. It's about 7.4 trillion USD, and in 2017 it's about 8.5 trillion USD. And back to Vietnam, despite experiencing a significant decline in supply in 2019 of about 65.3%, the real estate situation in Vietnam is still relatively stable, and the domestic housing demand is expected to increase in 2020. However, the process of the traditional real estate transaction is complicated, obscure, not transparent, and seems to be outdated. And the problem of the double spending can also happen. Now, let's come with the main part, the system design. Since the current state of the real estate is facing with problem of transaction smooth, transparency of information, security, and paper-based work, it is better to understand the benefits of the blockchain technology. So the blockchain benefits includes the process integrity, distributed ledger, fault tolerance, immutability, transparency, lower transaction costs, secure data storage, improved data management. So in the demonstration part, I will use the Ethereum environment to implement the platform. The smart contracts will be written by Solidity and then combined into bytecode, which is the language of Ethereum virtual machine, to serve the privacy of personal information. So the system is designed to use the private blockchain, which is controlled by the government, but the relative information related to the property will be publicly accessed by every people. To activate the distributed system in private blockchain, every government authorized agency, the notary, will play the role as of an honest node in the network. This means for each authorized notary, it will store data as an independent ledger. The big network of authorized notaries across the country will build up the distributed network of the blockchain. So deploying a private blockchain system has many benefits in terms of speed and solve the problem of maintenance of nodes in the system because it is operated by the government, so all that is done for the network benefits. So there are some preliminary. Firstly, the digital identification. In order to ensure the smart contracts are effectively implemented, the participation of a digital registry system with digital identity is required. For smart contracts, to check the payment information of buyers, it requires the participation of the banking system. When the buyer makes a money transfer via a bank channel, the information will be linked and sent to our platform, and here it will be verified. The system is designed with 4 phases in total, including smart contract, validation of identity via registry system, the minor nodes accepting the transaction, and the final stage is the storing the records physically. So the first phase in the whole process is initializing the smart contract. A smart contract is a contract by definition. Therefore, it must have a contract terms, and it is crucial for all the parties to have the Ethereum addresses. Smart contract must be written by a developer and make sure the data is correct. Finally, a contract needs to be signed by the parties involved. The second phase is the registry validation. After the smart contract has been created, a message will be sent to the digital registry and get feedback on validation of the identity and the legality of the property. Within the scope of this project, we assume that the identities and the registries have been digitized and linked to our blockchain platform. The third phase is the minor nodes accept the transactions. In this step, the involvement of the banking system is sending buyer payment confirmation information to our smart contract system is very important. As soon as the system receives payment confirmation, the terms will be enforced. The smart contract will transform the legal ownership of the property into the name of the buyer. The transaction information will then be posted to the decentralized network. The nodes will reconcile the information, and when the whole network accepts the validity of the chain, a new valid block will be created and cannot be manipulated. So the final phase will be the physical record for the auditing purpose. So because in the early stages of implementing blockchain solutions on the real estate industry, so there is a need to build physical storage of information and transaction to serve the auditing, whether online or offline, without public keys. So however, there are some limitations when conducting the project. This project is implemented based on many assumptions set forth, including assumptions about the achievement of information technology in the country implementing the solution. Specifically in the scope of this project in Vietnam, so there is still a large part of people who are still unfamiliar with the new modern technologies. Real estate transactions via a new technology platform like blockchain will be difficult for some people to access. Vietnam currently does not have a digitized registration system, or there is no real solution for digital identity. To involve the banking system to the blockchain platform will be very complicated because the bank requires a very high security and privacy. So linking the banking system to the blockchain platform that has a nature of transparent and public information is an issue that needs to be carefully considered. So the future research, in fact, it is not difficult to implement a real estate contract with paper-based terms on an automatic platform and ensure it is followed. However, research is needed for the inclusion of non-operational terms, which are difficult to represent on electronic version. Currently, there is not yet an effective solution for digitizing registries and digital identities for own people. So there is a potential opportunity for the research and development of a blockchain-based system in which the registries are digitized and simultaneously give each physical person a digital identity. So here are some of the references of the project, and now we will come to the real demonstration. I have conducted some simple codes in the Remix using the Solidity language. So firstly, I will deploy the contract. So here. So in order for the owner to save his land, so the lands will have some of the attributes including the address, the location, the cost, the land index, the land status is available or not available for sale, and the attribute badge will be used for the payment check-in later. So firstly, the owner needs to register his identity with the registry and with this smart contract. So I will use the function myLandRegister. So done. So firstly, before the owner can sell his land, he needs to add his land into the contract. So using the function addLand here, I will input the location. The function will receive the string as a location. So I will, for example, 135 Vincent Street. Okay, here at land. So now once land is added in the mesh contract, everyone can get the information about the land using the function getLand, which receives two parameters. The first one is the address of the owner and the index of the land. So I will copy the the address of the owner here and pass through parameter, and the index will be the 0. Okay, so change that. So here you will see the information about the land. The first line, that's either owner address and the location, and because currently this land is not available for sale, so the cost is 0 and not payment applied to there's not payment applied to this land yet, and the stay is not available. So once the owner want to sell his land, he have to use the function sell land so that he can change the stay of the land to available for sale. Here the owner needs to input the index of the land he want to sell and also boost the price of the land he want to sell. For example, I will put here 700,000 and change that. Okay, that's on. And now I will again get the information of the land to see what have changed in the information of the land. So transact. So here you will see that the price now increased to 300,000 and the land stay changed from not available to available, and the index of the land is still 0, and because no buyer have bet for this land, so the attribute bet will be 0 here. So now I will change the address to another one. For example, this one will be a buyer. So if he want to also, after he check the information about the land using the function get land, and now he want to go with the payment that he want to settle the payment and send the money to the owner of the land, and to so I'm the owner, I'm the buyer now, and when you use the function send payment here, so the function send payment will accept 3 parameters. The first one, that's the address of the owner here, and I will put the index of the land that I want to buy, and the amount I pay for the owner, 700,000. Okay, and after I transact this function, the system here will check whether the system will check whether the land that's in the land collection of the owner or not, and also to check whether the land stay is available for sale or not, and also check the amount, and also check the amount bet by the buyer. So if everything is okay, it will be transferred. The ownership of the property will be transferred under the name of the buyer with the new information, and delete the ownership of the ownership of the land here, and there will be an event to edit into the blockchain the information about the transfer the property from the owner to the buyer. Here I will send the payment. Okay, so you will see here there will be an event log here, the transfer ownership from the owner to the buyer. Sorry, the land ID is 0. Okay, so now I will get the information of the land of the buyer. So I will pass the address of the owner here, and the index of the land is 0. So I will transact and to see what is the result. So now after I put here the information of the address of the buyer, and I get the information of the land, so I will see now the land with the location in 135 Vincent Street has been transferred to the name of the buyer, and all of the other attributes was set default, like not available for sale, and the cost is 0 because he just bought the land. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.